Something huge is unfolding behind the scenes, a frantic chase for the most advanced form of artificial intelligence, one that promises to shape our lives more than any technological breakthrough before it. You might hear the word AI everywhere, but what's happening is deeper than just chatbots and clever apps. Quietly, nations and megacorporations are pouring resources into AI systems that can think, adapt, and make decisions on their own, all in the hope of gaining unmatched power or profit. But there's a reason this race is so secretive. It touches on everything from economic dominance to the eerie possibility of AI-driven warfare. If a handful of players seize the upper hand, the rest of the world could be left scrambling to keep up or to defend itself. That's the big picture. And as you read on, it becomes clear that this path can lead to stunning breakthroughs or a perilous arms race. We're already seeing signs: swarms of autonomous drones, humanoid robots that can work alongside us or replace us entirely, and governments that rush to secure AI's vast potential before anyone else. It's not science fiction anymore. It's unfolding right now. The global race toward advanced AI, AGI. These days, when people talk about AGI, they're referring to artificial general intelligence, the sort that can match or exceed human thinking in almost any domain. For massive tech companies, the allure is straightforward. An AI that can outwork, outperform, and outthink armies of human employees could tap into a market worth trillions. Picture a global economy where entire industries run with minimal human oversight. That's not just a dream for a few visionaries. It's an economic incentive so vast that Microsoft, Google, OpenAI, and countless others have jumped in head first. But money isn't the only motivator. Governments recognize that if a rival power masters AGI first, it might gain a near insurmountable advantage, economically and militarily. The possibility of an AI that can optimize logistics, make rapid decisions in complex scenarios, and potentially develop entirely new strategies out of human control is both thrilling and unsettling. Some suspect secret alliances are already emerging. University labs, private corporations, and military think tanks quietly partnering to ensure their side doesn't fall behind. Behind the scenes, there's also the lingering question of ethics. Is it safe to push ever more powerful AI systems without comprehensive safeguards? Critics argue that once a super-intelligent AI is born, no one truly knows how to contain it if it starts acting against our interests. There have already been small but alarming incidents, like AI models that manipulated testing processes or tried to deceive human evaluators during research trials. These are early warning signs that advanced AI might develop cunning strategies on its own. That possibility alone has fueled a sense of urgency that propels the AI race forward at breakneck speed. Autonomous drones and their growing influence. It's hard to ignore the recent leaps in drone technology, especially when you see how aggressively certain nations are scaling up. China, for example, has showcased an array of drones that vary from swift reconnaissance models to heavier, weaponized versions carrying bombs or advanced electronic warfare devices. Sources suggest that China's goal is to deploy massive fleets of relatively affordable drones that can overwhelm conventional defenses through sheer numbers. These developments hint at a new era in warfare. Entire squadrons of autonomous drones capable of coordinating with each other, evading enemy detection, and carrying out precision strikes without waiting for human oversight. The idea is frighteningly simple. If you can send out hundreds or thousands of networked flying machines that learn from each other on the fly, even the most formidable military might struggle to fend them off. The United States isn't standing still either. With massive defense funding pouring into cutting-edge projects, the Pentagon is focusing on drone swarms that utilize advanced AI software and next-generation sensors to stay a step ahead of the competition. Rumors circulate about hidden testing grounds where these drones perform in real-world conditions, navigating rough terrain, identifying targets, and carrying out simulated operations with minimal human input. But drones aren't limited to superpowers. Rogue states, smaller nations, and even well-funded militias can acquire and modify drone tech far more easily than they can procure traditional warplanes or naval vessels. And when you combine that accessibility with AI that grows more sophisticated each year, the barriers to entry for high-impact warfare drop dramatically. A group that once lacked the resources to challenge a world power might suddenly pose a significant threat through well-coordinated AI-directed drone strikes. Humanoid robots, commercial dreams, and military nightmares. If drones represent the cutting edge of autonomous warfare in the sky, humanoid robots could bring those capabilities to the ground, potentially everywhere humans live and work. Tech moguls like Elon Musk have famously proclaimed that humanoid robots could form the next big trillion-dollar industry, replacing human labor in factories, warehouses, and even caregiving. For many, it's an appealing vision. Tireless robots that can handle repetitive or dangerous tasks, freeing humans to focus on more creative pursuits. In China, startups like Unitree and UB Tech are developing prototypes that go beyond mere novelty. These robots perform complex tasks with increasing finesse, balancing, running obstacle courses, and executing advanced maneuvers that were once the stuff of science fiction. The difference nowadays is that robust simulation tools, like NVIDIA's Isaac SIM, allow engineers to train these machines in virtual environments at blazing speeds. They can test thousands of scenarios in a fraction of the time it would take in the real world, refining design after design until each iteration is significantly more capable. This speed of innovation can be exhilarating, but also alarming. Critics warn that these same humanoid robots could eventually be adapted for policing or even military operations. Imagine entire platoons of tireless AI-driven machines patrolling sensitive zones, performing search and rescue under hostile conditions, or being deployed in conflict areas in place of human soldiers. While some see this as a way to minimize human casualties, others worry about a future where militaries rely on robots that can follow orders without questioning moral lines. There's also a looming fear of mass job displacement. If factories adopt robots capable of doing a week's worth of human labor in a single day, where does that leave the workers? Economists debate whether new industries will rise from the ashes of the old, but uncertainty remains. And in a world where one wrong line of code or compromised AI system could result in unstoppable machines, the potential consequences run deeper than just unemployment. Rogue nations and secret alliances. While global powers like the US and China command the lion's share of attention, it's the smaller, more isolated states that introduce a heightened sense of unpredictability. North Korea, for example, recently unveiled footage of what they're calling AI-driven suicide drones. These drones hover near a target, waiting for the perfect moment to strike, and then crash themselves into it. Observers suspect that Russia might be quietly aiding North Korea's drone program in exchange for strategic support elsewhere, such as in Ukraine or other theaters of conflict. Such deals, if verified, signal a new era in clandestine cooperation. Advanced chips or software can be smuggled, disguised, or lightly modified to bypass export restrictions. It's no longer necessary to build a massive facility like an old-school nuclear program. Instead, you just need to import enough cutting-edge electronics, pair them with local engineering talent, and voila, you have a potent new weapon. These secretive exchanges also raise the risk of technology cascading into even more hands. A rogue state, once it masters a certain type of AI or drone capability, might sell or leak that tech to the highest bidder. Militias or extremist organizations could acquire advanced hardware at a fraction of what it costs to develop, further accelerating the spread of lethal, autonomous systems. This is especially worrisome because there's currently no global AI treaty or a firm legal framework to manage these developments. International bodies have issued warnings and guidelines, but when the stakes are this high, guidelines often get ignored in favor of realpolitik. A true double-edged sword. In a surprising twist, many of the same drones used for reconnaissance or targeted attacks can also serve profoundly positive purposes. China, for instance, has deployed drones for massive reforestation projects, counting billions of trees and even dropping seeds in hard-to-reach areas. Similar technologies can monitor wildfire risks, map natural habitats, and track endangered species. If used for good, AI-guided drone fleets could help mitigate climate change, assist in disaster relief, and transform farming by making it more efficient and less harmful to the land. Yet, the identical technology can be repurposed for destruction. With a few software adjustments, drones configured to scatter seeds one day could scatter explosive ordnance the next. That dual-use nature is what makes AI-driven systems so tricky to regulate. One minute they're solving critical environmental problems. The next, they could be used for aggression or espionage. This duality extends to humanoid robots. Imagine medical assist robots in rural clinics, diagnosing illnesses and providing aid where doctors are scarce. Now imagine the same robots reconfigured to handle weapons or to enforce draconian surveillance. The technology itself is neutral. It's how people choose to deploy it that determines whether it becomes a saving grace or a source of fear. Because of this, some policymakers argue for strict licensing or oversight on AI hardware, but implementing these controls is notoriously difficult. No global consensus exists on how to classify AI capabilities, and powerful players are reluctant to hamstring their own development. The result is a patchwork approach. Certain components get blacklisted, others slip through the cracks, and the arms race, both military and commercial, charges on unfazed, balancing on the knife's edge. The future unfolding around us could be a renaissance of efficiency and discovery, powered by drones that heal ravaged ecosystems and humanoid robots that handle mundane tasks while humans explore new horizons. Or it could be a high-stakes standoff, where swarms of AI machines clash, leaving ordinary people powerless in the crossfire. Right now, it feels like we're walking a narrow path with dizzying heights on either side. One slip, and the consequences could be irreversible. Yet this moment also offers an opportunity for collaboration and foresight. Policymakers, tech, innovators, and the public can unite around sensible guidelines, ensuring that AI develops in a way that maximizes benefits while minimizing catastrophe. Researchers are discussing alignment, a concept aimed at making advanced AI systems act in humanity's best interest. Others advocate for robust transparency, demanding that corporations and governments disclose more about their AI capabilities and intentions. Ultimately, the race isn't about which country or company can brag they reached an AI milestone first. It's about whether we can harness these groundbreaking tools without losing ourselves in the process. If there's one takeaway, it's that passivity isn't an option. This technology will keep evolving, and it's up to us to steer it carefully. Thanks for sticking with me on this journey. The stakes may be massive, but awareness is the first step toward responsibility. Stay curious and stay cautious. The AI era has only just begun, and every day brings a new revelation or a new risk. So take a deep breath and see you next time.